You're catching me in the middle of setup, or towards the end of setup, I guess. But, hello, gotta set up the tripod for you guys. Get y'all up and going. Uh-oh. Did I turn off the camera? No, I did turn off the camera. Amazing. Okay. Legs, shoulders, knees and toes. Knees and toes. What up, Evan? First one in the chat. My guy. Casey. All right, we got a nice party of two right now. All right. Yeah, so today is legs and shoulders. I know I've probably complained about my shoulder for the last week now every time I'm streaming, but my shoulder is not feeling great. Apparently there are 4 muscles in the rotator cuff. My sister, who does physical therapy and stuff, she said that like the front 2 muscles are agitated, pretty weak, overworked. So I'm not sure how this is going to pan out today. The other thing is this is our most modified workout. Next week we might be in an actual gym to do these workouts in, so I'll have access to other things. But for starters, with this being legs, I think you can send infinite. But yeah, legs are like my strongest attribute for sure. Like my background is in distance running and soccer and stuff like that. So like leg strength, solid. I'm excited to do legs, but at the same time, because of that, a lot of the weight here at my parents' house and stuff is just not enough. So I don't think I'm going to end up feeling super sore, just pumped slightly because the rest of my upper body is absolutely on fire from the last few workouts anyways. So pretty much we're having to modify today pretty heavily. That's what that's what I'm trying to say. Please send this out to some friends. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers will be fun. If I get to 1,000 subscribers, then more people get to this stuff. And then we get to 1,100 and we keep going and going and going. I genuinely just want to get to 1K before the end of the year. And we are like 33 away. It's crazy. Ooh, my back wants to pop. Anyways, how's everyone doing today or tonight? I guess it's night for a lot of you guys. Really got to take care of the shoulder today. Oh. Grind never stops. I worked out this morning, working out again today, working out 2 more times tomorrow, but tomorrow is supposed to be a recovery day, so it's going to be like easy workouts meant to help me, stretch, remain mobile and flexible and not cramp up, pull a muscle in the future workouts. Really got to prioritize stretching. I have been, but I could definitely do it more, It never hurts to do extra stretches. Work, very fun. Got into Towson. Congratulations. Yeah, I saw you say something about it, but I didn't see which school it was because you didn't want to dox yourself or something. Oh. I'm really nervous about the shoulders today. We're doing some deadlifts. We're doing some split squats. We're doing some goblet squats. We're doing some Arnold presses. We're doing some shoulder raises, like lateral raises. And I don't remember what the last thing is. You doxed yourself on accident on Ninja Masters. I'm dead. I can't read the chat, bro. It just auto adjusted something here. Is the lighting bad for you guys too? Like, I can't read the chat. I have to really get up close. Found a 5-pound dumbbell hidden in your room while cleaning it, so you're trying to implement some curls into everyday workouts. Okay, but respectfully, Evan, a 5-pound dumbbell is absolutely nothing for you. You could do it with like 2 fingers. A curl, you could do that. You could do this. 5 pounds is light work for you, man. Stretch out the legs. Haven't stretched out the legs. I stretched everything out this morning, but it's just always good to re-warm up. Honestly, it doesn't count as a stretch for this workout. Like my stuff this morning doesn't count as a stretch for right now, because that's not how that works. Lighting is excellent. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I think my phone just adjusted the brightness so that way it could like save battery or something, or I don't know. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I haven't stretched here in a while, actually. Ugh. I came up and part of my neck popped. We're chilling. We're doing great, guys. We're doing great. Trying to figure out what's the first thing I'm doing. A goblet squat. All right, so goblet squats are tough to figure out right here. Like in reality, they're pretty easy, and this is the one that's going to be the easiest, unfortunately, even though they should be among the hardest of these workouts today. You get a diagonal surface, you put your feet diagonal on it, so your heels up here, your toes down here, and you're doing squats with a single weight. Most of the time it's a dumbbell because dumbbells are nice and heavy. But the heaviest dumbbell I have is like 25, and I've done goblet squats with 45s and 55-pound dumbbells. We don't have those right now. So I found this 35-pound kettlebell that I'm going to hold, and that's pretty much how it's going to be. As for a diagonal surface, I don't really know. But I'm probably, actually, now that I think about it, let's stack these plates. And if I put my feet diagonal, I mean, it could work. It's not ideal. It's not great. But they're the same height to where they're kind of the same height. See if y'all can see that. And if I put one heel on top, oh gosh, one heel on the other, like that. Okay, kind of have a makeshift, oh, well, that just kind of flattened out. It's not very diagonal. I want it to be more diagonal. Gosh dang it. Let's see if I can find the sweet spot first. Here and here. If I were to go, yeah, I guess we'll have to settle for that. We'll go for 3 sets of 12. This is like I said, this is an easier one for me with this 35-pound kettlebell. So I should probably do a little bit more. All right. Ten. Okay. Did not stretch out my calves. Oh, should have stretched out my calves a bit more. But besides that, it was a solid set. I definitely did 45 or 50 before for like multiple sets because that was easy, quite frankly. Uh, we're almost through our first full week of trying to get buff. Trying to think, like, do you guys like the daily YouTube shorts and stuff like that, the daily uploads like that, or would you guys rather I go back to short and sweet with them? Let me know. I'm probably going to stream anyways, so it's not really going to make a difference. But I'm curious as to what you guys think. Let's adjust that a tiny bit. Okay. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The important thing about leg day is not overdoing my back. I don't want my back to suck. Long-term videos of quality over quantity, fair. At the same time, I'm not really editing anything besides YouTube Shorts, so I actually am running pretty low on videos to edit. That's not true. I kind of am editing in waves because of the move. I haven't gotten my monitor back. I have about, I think, 10 videos to edit, probably less, honestly. And then a lot of streams, like my show rankings that I do every year. Still doing those. Probably a post Sasuke live stream. That could be fun. But in terms of like things to actually edit, I don't have a lot left. And then I have one more wave of things to edit. I'm actually pretty excited for those. But that's for like 2026. And I would argue that it's not the last videos I'm editing by any means, but it's like my last batch for a while. Because then after that, it's probably going to be more streams and more like bigger project videos that will take a bit more time to edit and a lot more care and effort. So I'm super excited. What even is going on in Ninja this year? The lack of long-term uploads makes a lot more sense. There's a lot going on in Ninja, and honestly, as the international Ninja guy, there's a lot of crossover between different countries and different Ninja shows, but the long-term uploads are because I don't want to do TSN style content on my channel. I want this to be my journey through Ninja, which is what it is. And the TSN members are pretty much all done. They all quit, retired. Billy and Evan each have a video left, and that's it. We could have done so many TSN videos, but no one actually wanted to, so there weren't any. Otherwise, we'd have a lot. But oh well, let's get this final set of goblet squats out. But I'm gonna do like major things for travel or other projects that I have in store. I have something special coming in February. I have something special coming in January. Yeah. Okay, well that's that. Let you guys back up. There's only 4 people in TSN that care about Ninja at this point. Facts. versus the Worlds or International All-Stars, like international competitors competing in regular seasons of ninja shows. Like France invited a bunch of internationals, and that was like the theme of their season. Poland also did that, and that was the theme of their season. Sasuke is doing that. That's not really a secret. It's in the spoiler chats on TNM. But there's a lot of internationals that went to Japan. And then besides that, some of the biggest talks have been that Kunoichi came back, and A&W changed its format, which you knew about, and Germany's celebrating its 10-year anniversary this year. So, yeah, season 10. So, fun times. Like, I'm very excited about all the content that's been coming out, regardless of the quality or my opinions on them. I'm glad that it's continuing to grow because now more people are getting into ninja as a sport. But tough times. We gotta get back into it. I myself have quite a busy 2026 planned for ninja. We'll see how many of those plans actually come to fruition. But 2026 and 2027 are supposed to be pretty big years. Fair. I'm gonna get my last plates. We are doing deadlifts, so I need to get my last 25s for the bar. So I'll be right back. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. Oh, and there you guys go. I just watched you guys drop. Gosh dang it. The wind really be taking you guys. Okay. Last plate. Yeah, I know, guys. I'm so sorry about all your injuries. You're not allowed to sue me, though. That's not how these streams work, so I'm not paying for your health insurance. What do you think I am? I live in the US. We don't pay for your health. All right. Put the plates in the barbell. I would have liked to have been here earlier so you guys didn't have to see this, but I'm enjoying the vibes, you know? I'm enjoying the conversation. Oh, yeah, so Casey, that was all the show tea. On the league side of things, the World Ninja League has opted to basically make themselves exclusive from every league that is doing something similar to them. So now other gyms can't host comps from other leagues if they're doing WNL, which is already kind of a thing, but it's more of a thing now. And people were boycotting, people are upset, while other leagues are continuing to expand and get more approval. WNL's kind of tanking themselves. So that's fun. And I quit WNL about 5 months back. One of the Wilczewskis is a douchebag. That's what you heard. Well, they're not talking about Brian, because Brian's not super involved in Ninja. He helps out with the Barbados comp and stuff and helps out at one of the gyms, but he's not the one running World Ninja League. That's probably, Chris is probably who people are trashing. Let's just shift this over. Okay, we're doing Romanian deadlifts, which is where you go down and come up, and then you go down without actually touching the ground. So you're just like, you keep the bar up. My max deadlift, I don't even know how relevant this is anymore, but I once did 240, which isn't a lot, but you have to remember that's like twice my body weight. I probably could have gone higher if I tried, but like, you know, I never really did. This is 100, so this should be pretty doable. But for me, my deadlift technique, my form has always kind of sucked. So we, we, I got the balance. I have the balance. There we go. I'm stalling on this one. Considered submitting for 18. Oh my gosh. Okay. They need someone to fail home run. I'm dead. They had more people fail the quad steps last season than I thought in 17. Like way more than I thought. I only heard about like 3, and it turned out there were about 5, which is still too much for such a competitive season of A&W. Okay. Ten. Okay, I don't think I did a good deadlift. I don't think my technique was all that great. Let me get a free bar, like a weightless bar, and let me just practice the form, because I don't want to hurt my lower back by doing this wrong. The weight itself, ow, I just hit myself with a plastic pipe. The weight itself wasn't that bad, enough to get the blood flowing, but it wasn't difficult to where I should be messing up my form. So we got the bar. You come down, knees bent, back straight, and we just come up and go down and come up, go down and come up, down, push and come up. I'm forgetting to engage my hamstrings. That's what I'm doing. We need to engage the hamstrings. How's Kawhi treating me? It's fine, I guess. It's all right. I'm not exactly having the time of my life right now, but that's just because I'm still very much in a transition period. So it's not like, it's not super enjoyable yet. When all of that stuff settles down and I start to fall into a better routine, I'm sure life is going to be a lot more fun, even when I'm working and putting my body through the ringer like I am right now. Okay. Set 2. Let's make these good, Kane. We got to make these good. Here we go. 1, 2. 5. See, I'm supposed to do these with dumbbells as well. But if I were to do them with dumbbells, the dumbbells would be 20 pounds, which is just like, no. Obviously, if I can rep 100, which is kind of 50 on each side with a bar, depends, the weight distributes unevenly sometimes. But assuming it's 50 on each side, why would 20 on each side be helpful to me at all, I got to keep pushing myself. Ninja's so big in North Carolina and you're leaving us state behind. That's absolutely part of it. It's honestly the biggest part of it. I miss training in ninja gyms. I miss rock climbing. I miss swinging around. And I miss having obstacles pretty much a drive away. I miss getting to go to work, and work was ninja, and ninja was work, but then ninja was also fun. I miss my teammates. I miss the kids I was coaching. And this weekend, tomorrow actually, Level Up, where I would train, is hosting a beginner competition where I would have coached the kids from Ultimate that I've put all my time into. And I mean, I miss those kids. I love those kids. They were a great team to coach, you know? So like all my favorite people in Ninja at the same event, having a good time, trying their best to hit some buzzers. That would have been a great place to be at, honestly. I definitely am still struggling with that. And it's a little harder right now because I can't really do a lot of obstacle based things because overhead for the shoulder does aggravate it because that's what overworked that part anyways. Laches. Stressing the right shoulder during laches is what caused the mild injury. So I can do things that are low or out to the side kind of or here, and even here are fine, but anywhere here it starts to hurt, and I need to not do that for a little bit until I'm recovered. And it's getting better, but to me, it almost doesn't matter if it gets better right now because I can't do obstacles anyways. Now, with that said, I know when I get to do obstacles again, so that's my motivator to actually get healthy and be ready for that because I don't want to have a shoulder injury next time I go try some ninja stuff. But yeah, um, hating all of them and building those bonds, which really counts to your character. I didn't hate them; they just drove me crazy. I never hated those kids. They drove me nuts for a while, and like, well, okay, the first batch of kids, they sucked, but they weren't the kids on the competitive team. Like, I'm not talking about the kids that were just like in the rec classes and stuff, and like, yeah, the ones that were in the summer camps and whatever, because they come and go. It's like students in a regular classroom. You're with them for a little bit, and they move on, and you move on, and you got the next group to worry about. I don't really care about those kids. There's some kids in there that I really like, but that's definitely not who I'm referring to. I'm talking about the team, and that's a much smaller group. And at first, it's not that they didn't like me, it's just that they didn't know me, and by extension, they didn't trust me with, spotting them on their laches and stuff. And they kind of just defaulted to their previous coaches because they knew them better, which I can understand. Eventually, they came to trust me and listen to me and everything, and we had a good bond. So I definitely didn't hate those kids. It just was a bigger gap, more growing pains there. But I started my own team last September, not September 2025, September 2024. And those kids have pretty much only ever really known my coaching style. And yeah, they were a good team. I miss them. I miss everyone on the team equally, no matter which group I'm referring to. But the hardest one for me is that second group because I spent so much time like helping them understand what Ninja Warrior is. And this is the first comp that I'm not there for them. Uh, am I going to watch the stream? What stream? Which stream are you talking about? Because there's a few streams that I plan on watching. For now, I gotta hit this. Hit my last set of deadlifts. I talked way too long there. Let's get it. That, technique-wise, was my best set of deadlifts possibly ever. Felt a lot less pain there. The level up tier 2. Tier 2 is not required to stream, so I don't know if there even will be a stream. Hopefully there is. Level Up typically streams a lot of their competitions. but tier 2s are not required to be streamed. So if there is one, absolutely. If there's not one, kind of stuck. I will be checking the leaderboards though. I already have in my notes app the placements or the number of obstacles or the goals that the kids should have in order to either qualify for regionals or have a good comp run. Similar position with Ninja. You have such a massive hole in not being able to fill in that playground jungle gym. Ninja leaves a mark. Ninja does leave a mark. It really does. It's difficult to let go. And the nice thing is, you know, for me, I don't have to let go. I'm not letting go at all. I fully intend on going back to North Carolina in June for the World Championships. You can bet your bottom dollar I will be there. But I also have a Ninja related thing in January. I have not yet announced. I will likely announce it at the end of next week. So sometime before December I will announce it. But it does have to do with Barbados. So definitely watch the Barbados vlogs. There are 4 episodes. Episode 1 is already out. Episode 2 comes out tomorrow. And episodes 3 and 4 come out next week. Now, we're moving on to workout number 3, Bulgarian split squats. Love to use your road trip to go to Worlds as a last hurrah, but you'd really have to decide between past and present futures. Fair enough. I mean, it'd be great if you were able to make it out, but I completely understand Ninja's an expensive thing to be in as well and be around and engage in, so it's tough. It's understandable. I was gonna do heavy plates, like 25s, for my Bulgarian split squats, because this is another one with dumbbells. This one I could do something like 45s or something like that. We're going 15s, but we're going 15s with plates, so I'm gripping them like this with my fingers. Working the grip, making it harder to hold on, which means I have to have more control in my split squat, which means I might go slower, which still means I'm getting a good pump out of it. Evan, there is not a 95% chance you'll be at Worlds. There is a 100% chance you will be at Worlds. If you are not at Worlds, bro, I'm going to be so sad. I'm going to be so bummed if you're not at Worlds. Okay, Bulgarian split squats. You got to do 30 on each leg. So 10 sets of 3 on each leg. So 6 sets total. You come down and up. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was tougher than I thought. I don't think I put my leg very far out. I didn't give my... The tighter it is, the closer it is, the more this back foot, this back leg, has to push on the way up. It makes it tougher. Combining with re-gripping on the fingers, not easy. See Chase? Yeah, that's valid. Chase needs to make it out to Worlds too, though. Chase hasn't come out to Worlds. She should, though. Oh my gosh. That's 1 set on each leg. This is tougher than I thought it would be, but still good. Still good. I need to figure out what I'm doing after this, but I'll worry about that later. Seeing you guys run ninja courses. Yeah, meeting Chase was dope. And one of the videos I have to do is the mini vlog for the Caneverse of Chase and I meeting up. It's probably like a 3 to 4 minute video of shenanigans, but they were fun. Okay, set 2. Here we go. Oh my gosh. These are tough. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. Holy. Okay, set it up, switch legs. Set 2, part 2. Other leg, right leg in front. Holy crap. Leg day be tough, guys. What's up, Radium? Radium, that's still not a me question, it's Billy. My laptop, my Chromebook, only has 2 gigabytes of storage, which means I can do some episodes of Taiwan, Germany Kids, and Flying Hero. Everything else I can't. So I need to get my monitor first. What up? Sorry, y'all. Catching up with my old neighbor. Good to see him and stuff. And now, is the bench in view? No, it's kind of in view. Okay. Let's get you all situated here. There we go. That's a much better spot. Watching Worlds in person is absolutely insane. I'm not gonna lie. I think stage 3, while stage 3 and endurance courses and burnout courses and everything is typically my favorite. Like stage 3 and Sasuke, my favorite most of the time. Stage 3 and A&W, definitely my favorite. Stage 3 in a lot of countries, my favorite. The Burnout special that just aired in Germany, amazing. NSC Burnouts, awesome. Stage 3 at Worlds kind of is lame because everyone knows that that's the course that determines world champion. So instead of trying to clear it, a lot of the times they're just going for furthest fastest. And then they went so fast that they burned all their energy. They have no shot at clearing the course. And I think that's kind of underwhelming for stage 3. Like, respectfully, if it was me and 2 other guys who cleared stage 2 and I had a 1 in 3 shot at world champion, I'm not racing to a touch point for world champion. I'm going to take my time and try and beat the whole course because I would rather beat all 3 stages, you know? That's just me. I know that I'm pretty much the only one that would do that. But I care more about how I progress as an individual than winning a title or a medal. If the course is too easy, so be it. If the course is too hard, so be it. But I want to see how I stack up against the course and not against other people. Last set. Holy. Okay. Okay. This is a good stretch on my back leg right here. I should do that after this workout, like after the whole thing. So that way I can, loosen up. Last 10. Gosh, holy crap. I don't remember what's next. I'll be right back. I gotta grab the iPad and see my workouts. Jeez, my legs. Okay. Okay, we are doing. Oh, we've only got 2 left. 3 sets of dumbbell Arnold presses. Arnold presses are like shoulder presses, but you start with them facing you and you twist and push up. It's supposed to work all the extra muscles and tendons around you. And thankfully, because this is a shoulder workout and my shoulders hurt, it's okay for me to use the light dumbbells so I don't injure myself. We're probably going to go with 15s for this. Actually, we did 20s for shoulder press, but with the twist, 15s or 10s. We'll do 15s just to see how it feels. But yeah. You're also super enamored with Ninja still. Yeah, Evan definitely is. Evan's getting, I think some of that passion was kind of dying out for Evan, and now it's picking back up now that he's been competing. Oh, stupid weights. Great. Okay, well, it's unfortunate. Okay, guys, well, it's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. These adjustable dumbbells, they need some WD-40 on them. They're just really old and really difficult to adjust. One of them's like rusted and blocking it. So we're just going with 10s, but I'm not against that just to feel out the bad shoulder. See how it is. Father-daughter trip, that could be fun. Okay, 3 sets of the second to last workout of the day. 10, 3 sets of 10. Okay, so we start here. We push up. Yeah, 10 was a good call. And that's 10. Okay, well, it's not terrible, but I can feel my arms really shaking. And this feels more like rehab for the shoulder than it does a workout for the shoulder. But again, given where my shoulder's at, I'm okay with that. I'd rather rehab it right now and then focus on getting it stronger after. I'd say right now it's probably at it's probably at 70%. But if I were to do like a course right now with like 2 Lachey obstacles, that would probably switch to like a 30 or 40% real quick. Like it's just really sensitive. So I do need to be careful. And my ice pack, I had an ice pack that went over my full shoulder like a brace, and I could use it for compression as well. That's still in a box that hasn't arrived on island yet. Otherwise, I'd be using it constantly. I used it twice a day, and I don't get to do that right now, which is very, very frustrating. I have a couple other workarounds for it, for inflammation and pain and stuff like that. I do have workarounds for it and exercises and stretches, but the ice, I'm noticing the difference in progress with the lack of ice. It's not progressing as fast as it would, or as fast as it did when I had the ice pack. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Goes to show how difficult it is, given that I did a 6-7 joke just now. New fire is great when it comes to ninja. You've been itching for comps. Yeah, I mean that's what happens, Evan. Like this is your. I would argue this is your second year. Like I know you technically did like some comps for fun 2 years ago, but like last year was the first season where you competed beginning to end of the season, all the way through to Worlds. And like regionals and Worlds, that changes a person's perspective. That definitely is a huge motivating factor. And yeah, like I consider this your second season. That's the same fire that I had last season as well. Like I just wanted to compete and compete and compete and get medals and whatever else I could. So completely understand you there, boss man. All right, last set. Okay, that's 10. And you know what? I think 10 pounds is probably good. The last one is lateral raises, where you come out here. It's the one that I'm the most nervous for. I'm going to do this one sitting down. I'm going to adjust the bench a bit. I'm going to do this one sitting down because every time I do it standing up, I kind of rock and I put my back into it. Like I go, you know, with the extra oomph to get it higher, and that's cheating. So I'm going to sit down. My favorite memories of Ninja are all within your formative years. You're split on whether you over-romanticize Ninja as a kid or just overdose on A&W. I don't think either, Casey. Like, it's definitely, I think you're looking a little hard, honestly, at a reason A&W has like let you down or something. And don't get me wrong, A&W is not perfect. I disagree with a lot of the format changes and a lot of the decisions that they've made. But it's like, kid me will never regret like watching the show and enjoying the show the way I enjoyed the show and getting all super fan over the show. And not because, oh, look at me now, I got to be on the show and I'm at Worlds and I can be, no, it's just like, it was a fun show. And I have some very fond memories of watching that show and pretending to be on the show as a little kid on a playground. Like, I have nothing but good memories to associate Ninja with my youth. And if you grew out of it, you know, you grew out of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you don't have to, you know, try and force something that's not there anymore. But yeah, like it could just be a thing where you outgrew it. You might have just grown up, and as your mind is matured to more nuanced things, the trivial decision making of A&W is just something that might be beneath you at this rate. Like you genuinely might just be too smart for A&W, which wouldn't surprise me. But you know, it's like, it's not all the show, and that's not to say it's your fault, because it's not. It's just like there are other factors for sure. Okay, well, the shoulder doesn't feel terrible, but it is agitated now, just a tiny bit. I don't regret watching A&W at all. You have a great community from it. Sometimes things should have gotten into Survivor or something. That's kind of how I feel sometimes. And I have to get those thoughts out of my head because it affects how I compete. Where sometimes I'll look at like the pro ninjas and um, I'll look at the pro ninjas of the current day, the Caden Lebsacks and the Vance Walkers and all them, and I think to myself, like, I'm only a couple years older than them. Like, I'm just a couple years younger than Caleb Bergstrom, and 2 years ago he beat all 4 stages. Like, and I think like if I had been around Ninja for a super long time, could I have been that good? And I genuinely think yes. I think I'm athletic enough. I think I'm coordinated enough. And I think if I had all the time and resources that they had growing up, I probably would have been a very talented ninja. Whereas right now, I'm a decently talented ninja. I want to get to that very talented level. It just is going to take more work. But now my body's a little more sensitive. I get injured more easily. My body's not tailored to ninja the way these kids have / young adults now. Their bodies have been tailored around their movements in the sport, and that's why they don't get as injured. If they get injured, it's because they did something stupid and they broke a bone. Not, oh, your muscles overworked because it's not used to being in this position. They never have those problems, or they don't have those problems frequently. And it makes me think, like, man, I should have just gotten into something else. Like Survivor, for example, or Big Brother. Anyone from anywhere could be good at that. And there's no set way to practice that. You just have to be thrown into the fire. But like A&W's, like, you got to train it now, you know? And I still am determined to get to that level. But there's sometimes where that thought comes into my head and I'm like, dang, like, you're just a late bloomer. And that sucks. It can demotivate me sometimes, but at the same time, I've decided to come out more motivated than ever. That's why I'm doing this. I want to get stronger. I want my body to be tougher and more tolerable of bigger moves so I don't get injured. And I want to ensure that I am able to get better. I would like for the end of 2026, I would like to be significantly better than where I am right now. So 2 more sets. This is the final workout. Last one. My arms are just a little bent. They're like this. I need them fully straight. It's difficult when you see someone that's like a prodigy or something, you put all your heart into, and you just get imposter syndrome. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of how I feel. I feel like the imposter, honestly. Like, I feel like these guys got to do it forever. Like, they're not just prodigies. They started when they were 8 or 9, and I started when I was 21. Which, to be fair, there are some really strong ninjas who started at 21 back in the OG days. So it's not like it's impossible for me, and it's just going to take a little extra time now, a little extra work. Yeah, tough one. Anyways, you're saying entering political science as a major and realizing everyone knows exactly how to solve the housing market except you really makes you question if it's worth it in the end or whatever. No, those types of things, Casey, it's good that you don't know. I think it's good that you don't know. I was in a philosophy program, a humanities and philosophy program at a Christian college for 3 years. And I loved the program, but I was always devil's advocate because everyone, including the professors, seemed to have their mind made up. And with the professors, I can understand, like, they're older, they've gone through these books that we were discussing over and over. But it's like they were kind of trying to tell us what to think of the books, like what our worldly opinion should be from those books, instead of what the author is trying to say. And a lot of people weren't very receptive to it, or they would just blindly agree with it because of their worldviews, their upbringing in Christianity, or their political background, or their whatever their moral compass says. And I came in kind of with a blank slate, educated in Christianity. I knew where I stood politically. I was learning journalism as well. And like, you have to get pretty into politics with journalism. And like, I was just like, no, if I'm here to discuss philosophy and human nature and stuff like that, I shouldn't be coming in with an objective answer. There should not be a correct answer. This should be something that forms over time. We should be willing to be challenged by each other and everything. And that's how I view political science as well. If everyone has the answer, but no one's actually capable of doing anything about it, then it's not really the answer. Even if it's like, oh, well, I don't have the resources. Okay, well, what's going to get you the resources? That's part of the solution too. Like, if you don't have the answer, that just means that you're more susceptible to create something better. You're more likely to have a more creative thought that could actually change something or make a difference or change perspectives. That reason is why my mentality towards Ninja is so different than what it could have been had I started at a younger age. Having a lot of fun with Ninja, I met some awesome people, having a great time. Yeah, that's fair, Evan. It's tough. It's tough. But I still think I could be a pretty good ninja, and I think I could go on to do some pretty cool things. Hopefully someday. I really enjoy competing. Yeah, I really do enjoy competing. Okay, last set, and then we're gonna stretch and call it a day. All right, that's done. Okay. Jeez, y'all. That was a lot. Lightweight. Yes, sir. Need to go heavier. Well, maybe not heavier on the shoulders next time. Not to be crass, but what kind of Christianity was it? It's the God loves you kind. It's the God loves you kind. And that meant that the open discussions were very much just like, we're going to accept every opinion and every point of view. And it's like, that makes sense in the sense of, like, don't have a bigoted mindset. But then there's still like the moral side of things, like, oh, if someone does something bad but it's for a just cause, for the right reason, for something noble, is it bad? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately it still is. And there were some people that were just like, la di da, let's accept everyone for that. Like, no, like, if you killed someone to protect someone else, like, you still murdered someone. Obviously it's great that you protected someone, but you still murdered someone. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's more complicated, and I don't think it's something that should just be an automatic yay. And obviously things like that are situational, so it also depends on the circumstance and what the offense is. But the fact that it didn't depend on anything for some people was very alarming. Guys, this is the shortest workout and the longest stream. I'm dead. I am dead. I was going to stream tomorrow because tomorrow is technically the 4th day of my workouts, but tomorrow's recovery day. Tomorrow's the day for stretches and relaxing, and like, I'm just going to, I'm going to just do that on my own time. Y'all don't need to, yeah, this is the fun stuff. Oh yeah, poli-sci is very interesting. It's not something that I personally have like found a lot of interest into, but it's definitely a fascinating field with a lot of different fields. Thanks, straight baller. I appreciate you, man. Or woman. Getting the flamingos going. Trying to stretch. Gosh, this is the first week of ninja training, of ninja weight training, is almost complete. Oh, is that Callum? Let's go. Hi, Callum. Okay, well, I might have a gym membership next time you guys see me stream. The Barbados series coming out tomorrow, and then next week Thursday, and next week Saturday, and that's the 4-parter. And then my Barbados related announcement, Callum and Evan, you know what it already is, but you guys aren't going to want to miss that. I think it's going to lead to a great era. Like when I start streaming after that announcement, the streams are going to be peak. I genuinely think it's going to be peak, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be a lot louder. I'm trying to be very considerate because we got neighbors here, my parents there, neighbors there, neighbors there. So like that's why I got the mic on. I mean, I'm gonna have the mic on anyways, but I got the mic on to like make sure that I can just speak into you guys and that's it. And very much I'm not gonna have to worry about that in January. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But for now, I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for the chat as well and for the motivations. I'm gonna finish stretching and cleaning up, but I'm gonna wrap the stream. Peace.